It's New Year's Day, and yes, I'm working on the farm today. I forgot to video what I did. I had used the tractor and I pushed too much debris down here and it cracked that 2x10 or 2x8 or whatever that is down there. So look what I found. I found a piece of metal in my scrap metal pile, and I used the floor jack to raise it up, put a string line across it to make sure it was straight, and I've got about 30 screws in there to hold it on. The other thing is, this thing was 28 inches wider than you see it right now. Okay? It extended 14 inches that way, 14 more inches that way. Getting that around the property, down trails and everything, I was almost clipping trees around corners. So I went ahead and cut that off, used a chalk line, and I'm gonna go ahead and straighten that up. This is used just to haul stuff around the property. Brush, branches, all that kind of stuff. But we found this way back in the woods, on the hill somewhere, rusting away. So I figured, why not? Let's use what we already have here. You know, I used to criticize, saying, man, why'd they use 4 different screws to hold this thing together? Well, when you live an hour away from the closest hardware store, you use whatever you have. And you go to the hardware store, and if you want them to match, I guess you go buy them that match. So I get that, but I'm saving everything, not because I'm a miser, but because you never know when you're going to use it. And I have used a lot of this stuff that I have found here on the farm. Continuing on my propane tank refinishing, I turned it upside down and painted the bottom, as you can see right there. Put 2 good coats on it, and I'll flip it back over. I'm gonna put it in place on a pad, actually some cinder blocks, and then I'll paint the top again. But look at this thing. It's beautimous. It looks almost brand spanking new. You can see the difference in the paint where you've got 2 coats versus 1 coat. How would you like to go exploring some of those places on the farm that you haven't seen yet? Come on, let's go. Let's go down this hill. Now, some of you may have seen this in one of my previous vlogs, but I want to show you this barn. Of course, we have all the spare tires you could possibly want. But wait, there's more. There's more up there, yes. This is the barn of some type. It looks like some angry animals busted out of here. I don't know why that's like that, but it is what it is. And on this cold January 1st day, we have all kinds of implements and things left over. This looks like it used to go to a gas heater. Sickle. By the way, not a popsicle. Look at these strap hinges. Oh my gosh. They go from there. They're 4 feet wide. Oh, and here's some shorter strap hinges right there. And there's an espresso pot, because you never know when your animals in your barn are going to need espresso. What else can we find? This looks like that was for immunization for cattle. Now this is a cool, this is for a sickle or a scythe. And here's a blade on a scythe. And there are actual YouTube videos on guys using these over in Europe, and you're not going to believe the following they have for just using a scythe or a scythe. I think it's scythe. But more things. I have no clue what that is. Anybody know? Let me know. We have another type of lantern. We have another pincher thing. I don't know what it is. Now, one of the pigs, or whatever the livestock was, they were starting a collection of these gas lanterns, I'm thinking. So they started a collection. I don't know what they were going to do with them. Looks like a watering trough of some sort. And they have these cute little doors here that are locked from the outside. We want to bring this property back. It's been neglected for a long time. It's got a lot of use. It's been like that horse that's been ridden hard and put away wet. So we need to take care of the horse. We need to give it a bath, groom it, and put it back in use. So we're gonna do that slowly but surely. We'd like to take you along this year on our journey at Aire to try and do some of these things. One of the things we'd like to do with this old barn, the hayloft is huge. I mean, it between where you see the floor would be, right across there, to up there, it's got to be 20 feet tall. And this barn does not look very large, but it is very large inside. We'd like to be able to make that an Airbnb. We'd like to have we'd like to make this right up here a wall of windows. And we'd like to have some really cool steps that come down here. It has its own driveway to be able to get to this spot. This shed would be gone, so we would end up putting a parking pad here. But this winds through to the entrance to Cabell Road. So it has its own private entrance. We may put a fence here if we decide to, use this for grazing some sheep or something. But as you can see from down here, it's a good size barn up there. If you'd like for me to go inside and show you the barn, just leave a comment and I'll go up there and we'll do a tour of what's inside the barn.